for this inspection. So if you do a dual, uh, that will give us credit as we look to uh, utilize the 12 consecutive months moving forward. So yeah, please do a hard copy. So when our inspection is due, at least we'll have 24 months of hard copies. Then once we go into the target solution assessment, hopefully for the next 12 consecutive months, we can do uh, a hard copy for the first, which is 2019 to 20, and then target solution will be the second half from 2020 to 2021. So mirror it like how we did our logbook, I think would be ideal. So at least the guys get practice inputting into target solutions. But correct, the hard copy for our 139 topics should be kept because they might be utilized during our 12 consecutive month search as we try to finish everybody's folders.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so just to be clear that we're gonna duplicate the third quarter on the target. Does that correct?
Correct, correct. So target for training as well as getting it ready for the next assessment. But for this year's, hopefully our inspection is in September, October. So the third quarter will be utilized as the last recorded for paper.
Okay, got it. So I guess for this month, because we're launching target this month, let's just use this month and all the way up to when we get the inspection as kind of a practice months to just get everybody used to using the system and whatnot. I mean, it's not hard, but I think yeah, let's just use this couple months to practice the system and get on it, and just work out any bugs that we have on the target side. So it's any questions on that?
Yeah, this is Tavares. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. My question would be, so do we know for sure if the FAA is going to accept training reports without physical signatures, or we're going to find out?
As far as the electronic record, target solution is an acceptable format, and it can be audited by other means if needed. So they accept it without an electronic signature as far as the training report format. So we'll be working it out with Will. If he does need signature, then what we'll do is we'll utilize the e-sign for format and have everybody's signature on e-sign that can be added on.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, just to add on to that is that there are other departments that I'm talking to. St. Louis Fire is one of them, and another one from Miami. They've been inspected 7 times using Target Solutions and no issues. Their inspectors actually prefer it. So it's what we're doing is not something new to the FAA and ARFF. So it's just I think personal preference with Will, and we just gotta see what he wants. But yeah, there are departments out there using it. So we're not out there on our own doing it. Okay, so anything else up until this point? Okay, good. So so the training reports. Let me show you one thing real quick. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. So I'm just gonna pull up this activity here. If you guys ever see this in a training report, or let's say because the hazmat thing might be coming down, but if you see this activity and it says save and add users, so if you guys are, let's say you guys are broadcasting this this activity over the TV or over a projector, and then you want to loop in the whole group, then you can just save and add users that we all, let's say this video here, we all watch this video, put save and as add users, and this page comes up. So essentially, not everybody has to log in to view that video. It's just the guys that were there, and you could create one on behalf of them. So just to let you guys know that if you guys have that option and you guys decide to present that, within a group setting, that you could have everybody have credit for it by using that save and assign others. Okay, so let's just move down here. That's the training, and there's probably some questions come up as you guys use it, but we'll answer that as they come up. So, like Larry mentioned, like hard copies, and like how do we tell that what's the progress of our guys? So under reports here, there's these 4 reports that we can generate. So the first one is a monthly drill. If we want to see what our guys, if they did the monthly drill or not, it'll be here, and then completions for the month, and this is your FAR 139 completions. So they give you for the year and your status for the year, and then the last one will be everything that was assigned, everything that you were assigned. So just pick the report that fits your needs. So let's say I'm going to click on this right here, a monthly drill. I want to see if as an officer or as a chief, I want to see how my guys are doing. I'm going to click monthly drills, and you're going to see this this come up here. So from this page here, you can add any more information you want to have on here. For some reason, I want to see the objectives, or I want to see where they're doing the training. You can click any of these boxes to get more information, but this is the standard kind of form that I figured that this is the minimal amount guys want to see. So once you get this up, for mines, I can see everybody, but for each of the officers, they'll be only only the guys they supervise. So Kalilo will see Kalilo guys, Station 2 guys will see Station 2 guys, and Station 1 guys, and Ronnie will see everybody, and the chiefs will see everybody. So I'm just gonna click run on this report, and it's gonna take some time to spool up. See it spooling up here, and then once that's done, it's gonna give us generate that report. So all of these reports down here that you see on here, we can click on them, but they'll only give you for that date that you created it. So these are links to reports that you created. July 8th, I made this at 8:45, which is today. So, if you want to go back to a certain report, then you can click back here, all these ones down here. So that's done. Monthly completion drills is done. I'm going to click on it. And then we want to go full screen here. So this gives us an overview of, this is actually everybody who's completed the drills, and you could filter it out on, like for me, I have everybody. So let's just go the completion dates. So this will give us who did it, what's the assignment name, when, and then any additional information on that. So what it won't tell you is who needs to do it. So it'll give you the guys who've done it, but it won't tell me the guys who need to do it. So you gotta kind of figure out, if you have 17 guys on, I'm only showing 12, 5 of them need to do it. You gotta figure out who still needs to do it. Any questions on that? Okay. So that's how you check the monthly drills that way. And let's say you guys want to you've already pulled this up, but you want a copy of it. You can just press copy here, and it'll bring you back up to this, and then you can just run another. Just select what you need, and you can just run another report. Any questions on that? So the completions is the same way. And this is the FAR 139. It looks a little different because it gives you a progress for the year on what the topics, what was covered.
That's awesome.
Just let it spool up. So another thing is that, let's say I made a report here that I liked, but I wanna get it current. But see this one on the July 6th. So what I can do is click on that, press copy, and then I'm gonna run it, and it'll give me the current date, time frame that I want. You know what I mean? So that's just an option on how that works. So let's go back here. Where am I? Sorry. What happened? Wait, hold on, guys. I lost the one second.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chief, while you're doing that, can those reports be exported?
Yeah, so let me go over that. So now this is a group. So once it's spooling up, you can do other stuff in the site. So once you get it going, you can move around and it'll still work in the background. Any of this stuff will work on the background. So credentials, this is the FAA. I'm gonna go full screen here. So for the credentials, we're only gonna see credits. You know what I mean? Because that's all we're worried about. We did, technically FAA wants only one credit, but we're taking two. So we're just gonna show a credit for whatever they completed. So like we had Sturgis here, he's already have one credit for rescue firefighter personnel. So we're gonna go all the way down, and then that should be 2 credits per, and then live fire will be 1 credit. Additional training, water rescue, it should be 1 credit. And then, so you're gonna get a percentage of completed. So total credits applied, total needed, and then, so everybody at the end of the year should be 100%. I mean, technically you only need 1, but for us, because we're doing, the training can happen anytime during the year, right? So we just added 2 per year, which is not that much. So this is how you would check your completions right here, 100%. And I'm hoping that this is what the FAA wants to is good enough for the FAA, is that you just generate one spreadsheet that just shows the credits, and then we can generate the individual reports if needed. So going back to LT Yamane, question is that, so this is the FAA report, and if you want to download this thing here, you can download it into a spreadsheet here. So go spreadsheet, and it'll download it into Excel. Can everybody see the Excel? No? Well, yeah, so you can just download it into the Excel sheet. Can everybody see that?
No, you only see your front page. I saw it.
Yeah.
Saw it creating it, but we know what you mean.
Yeah, so
it pops up. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just pops up because I'm only sharing the web page thing here. So I don't wanna mess around and really, but it's under download, spreadsheet, or PDF if you want it, no header. So there's some ways. The only thing in the spreadsheet is that you're not able to organize it here. See, if I want a station or shift, you're not able to. I mean, you probably could add that in, but these links will let you organize it how you need it, the dates and all that. So that's the FAA one. The all assigned is everything. So just whatever you guys need. You know what I mean? Like however you guys need to use it. But those are just the quick links, and you guys can adopt how you guys want to use. Also, that you can. Let me just pull this up real quick. You can have these reports scheduled. Right here. If I want to report I don't want daily, maybe once a month. you can have these reports scheduled to automatically, if you look at notify you when it's ready, or you can email you. You could just have it in, drop an email in your Outlook and say, okay, the report's ready every month, and you just click on it, and it'll, instead of spooling up manually, it'll just shoot it to you. So every month I want to see how my guys are doing. So you can schedule that also. So any questions on the reports? Okay, good. Just play with it.
Sorry, Chief,
It
one more
takes some
question.
time. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so for all these training reports, I don't know if I missed it or not, but like, is there a tab where we can like create our own training? Like, say, you know how we get hit with that EEO training or that extra stuff on the side that we need to document?
Yeah,
Like, is there a way
so
we
with
can
EO,
put it in there?
yeah, so right now, no, because you would have to do what is called activity builder, right? We would have to build this out. So for EEO and admin stuff, I was thinking that Cherie can generate the activity, and then because let's say EEOs every year, and that we can schedule out every year EEO training. Like that can be pushed out as an assignment. So technically, like the lieutenant wouldn't do it. Like Cherie as an admin would do harassment training, would push all these training reports out to you guys, you know. But if you guys are doing your guys' own for some reason, then we would probably have to generate some kind of training report for that. I mean, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking that the HR stuff be scheduled annually, or however, when it's due every 2 years or whatever, and it automatically shoots out to everybody. Hey, this is the activity, which would look similar to one of these. It would look like this, but it would say uh, EO harassment, whatever's, and then here's the material here, and then submit as complete when you're done. You know, basically. So for that kind of admin stuff, even with SOGs, SOPs, let's say we have it on a schedule every year, we review our 139, whatever, that can be pushed out as an activity. But that would have to be manually made and scheduled. So for right now, let's just concentrate on the trend reports. And as we develop the site, those things can start being incorporated. But no, we would, right? You're only as of right now, the officers can only use the activities that are already in here, the training reports under the record completions or the airplane, the ARFF training. Okay. Any other questions? Hopefully I answered it. Okay. So let's just go down these tabs right here. So assignments right here. Is there anything that is pushed out to you guys? So like right now, like I'm not assigning anything. I did assign the hazmat stuff, but as far as training wise, I'm not pushing out any type of other training. I just want everybody to log the 139 training stuff, and then the required training that you guys are doing every month. But don't expect any assignments to come out of here. There's actually a lot of assignments in here. I'm kind of waiting for a training captain or someone that can run this thing full time, that can actually develop the curriculum. So I think my main focus was to just get everybody to log training, and then as we develop it, we can start pushing out courses and CEs for EMS, driver training courses out through the targets. So under my assignments, I think there's only the hazmat. Oh, maybe not. Oh, self-assigned. Sorry, my assignments is just stuff that's been assigned to you. So, I mean that tab, you'd get an email if you're assigned. So the self-assigned right here, I added these to hazmat because we're going into the hazmat refresher. And if you saw the email, we're going to require 6 hours hazmat refresher. 2 hours would be self-study. So these classes are about an hour each. I think one is half an hour. But if you do 2 hours worth, let's click on this one. So this is a 1 hour class. And you're just going to launch course. So this would be individual study for this. So this is the first self-assigned we're going to have that for a credential. It's just 2 hours of any 2 hours of those classes. That would be under self-assigned. So eventually, when we release everything, you would have 100 courses in here that the guys could self-assign and get credit for. But right now, let's just release a few until everybody can get going on it. Your history is where if there's any churn reports that were generated on behalf of you, or you generated any churn reports, it'll be in my history. So let's see, I did a CPR drill here on the 3rd, and we click on that, and this is the churn report that was completed. So it should look exactly like the one that was completed for you. So these are all the items that you have under it. Okay, any questions on that? My history. Credentials would be basically anything with an expiration date that you want to track would be listed under your credentials. So we're still building this. AOA badge, driver's license, ramp license, hazmat, refresher. So we got to add under here CPR. We got to add, what else we got? What else we have? I don't know. Where all of our certs basically go under here. And we're just going to tag it with a expiration date. Yeah, we still got to build this. So ARFF recertification is all of your training topics here. So these are all your FAR training topics under here. And that if you hit 2 credits, you get 100%. So at the end of the year, you should have 100% of it. Actually, for 6 months, if you complete it all, should be 100%. You know, only thing is a live fire. We're going to try to schedule a live fire twice a year, but you know, as long as you get one of them. So when FA inspects, we should have all 100% here. So if you click on this here, let's go to Airport FAM. Let's try another one. Let's try another one here. Rescue. So these are all the topics that would credit you for rescue, firefighting, personal safety. So these are all the classes that they're not released yet, but they're all in Target Solutions. That let's say you took hand and power tool safety, that would credit you rescue, firefighting, personal safety. How much it relates, I'm not sure. I just did a search on safety and rescue, and I just tagged all the classes that were in here, and then credit under rescue, firefighting, personal safety. So there is a lot of items under here that you could do any one of these and you would get credit for it. But right now we're just doing churn reports for it. Any questions on that? Let's go down to firefighting operations. So this one right here, firefighting operations, would be your under your drills. Your drill would credit under here. So all your churn reports would be listed under these credentials. It's kind of confusing, but I could probably spend an hour just on this here right here. But all we're looking for is 100% right here, and then this top one being 100%. Oh, sorry, where's that? This guy right here being 100%. Any questions on that? Okay. If anybody wants to know that this is where all your churn reports get housed. If they're tagged to one of these right here, this is where your churn reports will be housed. Let me pull up this. So on the bottom here should have SCBA stuff. So here, see your SCB monthly drill here. These are all the drills that you guys did. So you should have technically 12 of these under here. Okay. No questions on any questions on credentials? No. No. Okay.
Chief.
Events. Yes.
Chief. Yeah. So we'll be putting. I know with the database. I talked to Malcolm. We're going to try to phase out the credentials on that side, so that we're not doing duplicating. Once like the EMT, first responder, live fire. I guess the ones that we've been kind of track on the other side, we're gonna get rid of that on the database so that Target Solutions will just hold all of those things that have expiration dates, like the AOA, driver's license, stuff you got here. So we're not duplicating, just FYI. it's probably a better
Okay.
place to keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and it sends you alerts like the Lotus. It sends you alerts, but you have the ability that we probably should put you could upload your photos and all that, your actual certs into this. So it's
Cool.
yeah, I mean they both work the similar, but there's just it attaches churn reports to these. So hazmat refresher, once you do something that's tagged to this, it'll give you credit for that. So that's just one more step than the Lotus does, but pretty much the same thing. So there should be it should be a longer list here. Once we have everything in here, like EMR, EMT, motor safety, whatever with an expiration date and a recert on it should be in here. Okay. Any other questions on credentials?
Chief, this is Sohi. I
Yo.
was wondering, will LT or supervisors be able to, I guess, access the credentials for like subordinates or anything? Just for, for me, I get like one Excel doc that I try to track everybody's stuff, but it'll be, I guess, to eliminate redundancy if like supervisors could have like access to that to just check up on our guys, try and keep, ahead of the expirations and whatnot.
Yeah, of course. Eventually, I mean, yeah, you guys will have access for sure. And probably like, let's say for a CPR card, I mean, that should go all the way down to a firefighter. They should track their own credential where, upload their own card and, eventually all that should be done at the lowest level. But yeah, like I said, we're just releasing slowly I just didn't want everybody to go run rampant and have everybody uploading all kinds of stuff and like just the important stuff for now. And as we get going, as everybody gets 100% into this, then I grant access. You guys can upload your guys' credentials and even back credential it to whatever you guys have, whatever certs you guys had in the past. So yeah, eventually. But I didn't want to spend too much time on, the peripheral credential, just the main ARFF one right here. So yeah, you will be in the short answer. Yeah, you will be.
Shoots. Thanks, Chief.
Chief, I
Any
have a
other
question.
questions? Yeah.
Yeah, is the system able to create a alarm where, like, let's say for our AOA, which is now becoming a real issue, where 3 months out, it'll send the supervisor or the member email saying that your badge is going to expire. Is that something that can be utilized here and the supervisors can be monitoring it also?
Yeah. So let me pull up the credential right here. So let's say we're personal credential. This is an administration tab, so you guys are not gonna see this. So let's go AOA badge. Right. So everybody's AOA badge will be different. So under see alerts here, I want to add an alert to it, and then this will be done administratively. So depending on what your dates are, AOA badge expires in 30 days, right? So we could add when to alert on expiration date, how many days. If we put days before expiration, let's put 30 days or 60 days, or whatever days after expiration and stuff like that. So, and who should receive the alert? If the administrator, supervisor, so they can shoot it out to, let's say you have a firefighter who's 30 days out, it shoots an email to the person, of course, and then maybe 2 weeks out, it shoots it out to the supervisor and administrator. So it's fully customizable how that happens. But yeah, there's alerts to it where, like, let's say that for the chief, it's like, I don't want to know if you're 30 days out, but let me know when I'm expired. You know what I mean? So you would click this, when to alert. It's like 1 day after expiration, administrator gets an email. So you're not pounded by emails, task level emails, being done 30 days out as you know, as a chief officer, I need to know when who's expired. So just email me when I'm expired. So yeah, it's fully customizable on how that happens.
Thank you.
Any other questions on that? But we're still setting this up. There's only one user enrolled in this credential, which is me. So as soon as I get everybody's information, I know that Kaliloa's, I'm working on Blues is there, I think Red. So yeah. So we'll this is gonna be this wasn't hugely important in the beginning, so we're gonna still work on this. Anything else on it? Okay. So credentials, your events. Right now, we're not enabling the calendar. So your events is what it looks like here. And this, I just added some here, but if you go under this calendar tab here, and then let's just make it full screen. So right here, you can add events. Let's say you have scheduled Kim Williams to come do your high performance CPR. You could add it into here. Like let's say blue shifts on 24th, and then you would just go down and add this. And then you could push it out to whoever you needed to have it to know that date. So eventually we're gonna start adding events. You could schedule classes on it if you had, you know, something going on, and then it'll email everybody that this class is open, and then we're taking 10 guys. So 10 guys would add their names to the list, and then they would close the class. So this in itself is another module that we probably would have to just concentrate on the calendar part. So for now, it's not live yet, but shortly, I think if we're gonna, this should be used. Target solutions should be, you know, looked at every day. So if that's the case, then we should start adding events to the calendar and whatnot. So that's where my events would come in. File center here is everybody has access to it. This will house any PDFs, videos, or any information that we have. This, we're trying to group it into one of these categories here. So right now, I think only a few guys can upload material. Only the guys are helping with the target. But if you need to know anything, like let's say NFP library, we're gonna house it in here. It's kind of like a P drive, but instead of full access where guys go kind of hog wild and save everything and anything in the P drive, we're just gonna make sure we just have important information. So here's some NFPAs Ronnie uploaded. And just this is where like SOPs, memos, and notice will be housed in here. And let's say admin Cherie gets her site going, all the memos, any harassment stuff, the documentations will be in here, and then just link to if for a class on an assignment. So it's not fully built yet, but this is where we'll house all of our stuff, all our training material. Any questions on the file center or events in that matter? Okay, so forum. This is a forum here. Captivars is pretty active on it, which is good. And I'm just trying to use the platform as much as possible and just get guys on it. So it's the reason why I asked if any questions posted on the forum, and it helps everybody see the question and answer at the same time, so we don't have to keep answering the same question. But anything at all, throw it up here. I'm pretty quick at answering it. I just I don't know. Any questions? It's pretty good. The views, I'm surprised on how many views there are, and you know, there's only 5 posts but 56 views. So, any questions on the forum? No questions. I just pull this up real quick. This little paper here will edit the topic, and this one right here will reply to the topic. So we want to just make sure we reply to it. Don't, if you edit it, you know, edit caps message in here, so you don't want to do that. So just put the arrow to reply if you want to use it. Any questions on the forums? Oh, last thing here on the top here, these are if this is yellow with a number, that means you have notifications, and it'll come up here. Let's say you have an assignment or whatnot. It'll come up here. So if it's yellow with a number, that means how many notifications you got. What else here? So community resources here. These are everybody that's on Target Solutions. If they want to share their training material, then they post it on community resource or they link it to it, and then you could view whatever they had. So if we just put ARF in here and then search. So essentially not reinventing the wheel, right? If you're trying to train on something, hey, let's check the community resources, not reinvent the wheel. And let's just ARF section 13, forcible entry. Let's just copy their stuff. You know what I mean? If it's good, preview it. If it's good, then I just use it, you know. There's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of COVID stuff in here. So any questions on that? Community resources. Okay. Oh, the schedule view here. These are just things that are due. Will pop up here on your schedule view. Anything else? Any questions, comments, concerns? Couple links down here. COVID. Here's the IAP, the DOH screening updates. There's a blue card link to here. Some training resources for blue card. There's some PDF stuff down here. ESO, hopefully we can get that online also, which is the incident reporting. But other than that, I think in a nutshell, we covered a lot of stuff here. Anything?
Oh, it's awesome, Chief. Thank you for the update. A lot of information that's usable. Appreciate your work. I know it's a lot of time.
Yeah, it's you know, I wanted to see this come through. I think you know, by this time next year, you know, that this could have just decentralize the training. I think, and it's one thing I forgot to bring up is that we want to try decentralized training too, because I know because we have one training guy per shift or per station, right? We have like the LTs does the training. So with the target solutions, I want to try to decentralize that, meaning that both LTs should be logging training. You know, if you take a truck out informally, let's say you go do a COVID temp screening, and in doing that you did a walkthrough of lobby 4 or whatever, you should take credit for that. You and your crew should be on a training report that today we walked through this, and then that would show up on your guys, you know, credit for you doing a pre-fire plan. So instead of having that single guy trying to make training reports to have everybody on it, I know for the ease of the FAA, that's what we do, right? We try to what day was everybody here, and we'll generate a training report for that day. So essentially, now all the lieutenants or captains, they should be generating their own training reports. You know what I mean? Because throughout the year, you're gonna meet your topics for sure, as long as you stick to the schedule. But you know, if I see someone doing one person doing training reports, it kind of, to me, it raises a red flag. It's like, okay, what is the other crew doing? Basically, what is the other LT doing? You know, training his guys. I know we don't have permanent crews or anything and maybe that's something that we should work toward. Then you have pretty much you know, a group of guys that you're responsible for, rather than one guy just logging training. So we're trying to just change the way we do it. So that's just something I wanted to add, is that, you know, both lieutenants should log training, not just one, because I'm sure the other one is doing some kind of training. You know what I mean? So, any other questions, comments, concerns? No.
No, Chief, I just wanted to thank you for all the work also, and you know, the platform looks great. I guess my only concern would be, you know, because we're only doing 2 cycles in each of the training, we really need to make sure that the people who are not there during that day get some kind of credit during that calendar month, whether you assign them review topic or make sure they get that topic done, because in the past we had it every quarter. Some of the training was every month. So if we're only doing it twice a year, we just have to make sure that credit for each person will be 2. And then once Will sees that, then he'll audit, but at least he knows that on the 12 consecutive months, every 6 month the topic was covered, and in both months, each of the members attended a program that gave them credit. So, but great job. I think it is going to make it easier. I think it's going to make it where now all of the officers can input their training and get credit for the training itself. Now, would it show the dates that the training would was done? Because our concern that it's only in the calendar month, and this is for the FAR training. So if it's July 1st or July 30th, it doesn't matter. As long it's within the calendar month, they will get credit for it.
Yeah, for the credential, like it's because the FAA training is under credential. It won't show the date. Let's say like it takes Sturgis here, he has 1 credit. It won't show the date he's done it. But if you look at when I generated the report, right, it'll be this report is for the calendar year. So any time between that year, he's done that. That would be his credit. I guess we could try and generate the dates. I'm not sure how important that is, because if you're taking or let's say Will comes in July, so I want a calendar year from July to July. So whatever I run that report in, and if I have a check mark or a 1 in it, that means I've done it within that time frame. So if it's important to have the exact date of the training, then we gotta try and work with Target Solutions to try and add a column, which they can add one, and then just try filter down on what dates these were, if that's hugely important for them to see that. But once you run the report, like from here, this is the start date of the credential 1 to the 31st. So this is actually a 6-month run date, and he's already done 1. So again, there's it's unlimited amount of information. You just gotta know what you want and have it figure out how you want to put it on the form.
Yeah, I think the issue comes when then Chief Kennedy is probably a better subject matter expert on it, is that when they're looking at each of the topics on the separation, it has to be within 12 calendar months. So I think if we have everybody with 2 credits, then it doesn't matter, because it shows that they've gotten the 2 credits. But when a person has only 1 credit, then if he had it in January and the following year he had it in June, the second half, now that's a wider gap than the 12 consecutive months. So, but it's something that we can tweak and look at to make sure that it's the easiest methodology. So if everybody has 2 credits, then it's assumed that you had the topic in January and June. So either one would give you that 12 consecutive month period. So, but no, that's something we can look at once we get into it. But I think it's a great tool, and will make record keeping a lot easier.
Yeah, and that's why the 2 credits are there, and then we have that makeup week for it. So if we're getting down to the wire at the end of the 6-month period, the lieutenants need to just look at the report, right, and then just see who needs to do it. So again, I think we're trying to. I think it's accountability, right? I think the lieutenants should be accountable for their guys, and we should also be moving toward having firefighters have a single supervisor, so the supervisor can track one firefighter or their crew basically, right? Rather than having a firefighter with different lieutenants for the day and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll lead into it. So it just makes it more accountable for everyone basically. So let me try to bring this up. Anything else? Any other questions, comments, concerns, issues? No?
No,
Okay.
thank you.
This is not the last time I'm gonna do this. I think it worked out pretty well. Considering this is the first time I did a screen share with even Kalilo, and so I'm surprised it worked well. So we can probably set it up every 2 weeks or something to do a check back and see where everybody's at. But if you have any questions, feel free email me, use the forums, and then we'll work through it. If there's no questions, I'm done. So, okay. Right on.
Thanks, AC.
Thank you guys.
Right on. Thank you, Johnny. Chief.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
again. Oh.
Okay, shoot.